Take your chance, beat it now. In my maze, I'm made from raw. How we didn't see? We can't,
What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we continue the idea, what if Bardock escaped planet Vegeta and went to Vampa? If you guys missed the first two parts, they will be linked in the description below. Last time, on what if Bardock escaped planet Vegeta and went to Vampa. Bardock was able to escape planet Vegeta thanks to Gine, but Bardock winded up getting sent to Vampa, where he met Broly and Paragus. Along the way of their journey to kill Frieza, Paragus turned on them, so Bardock sent him back to Vampa, where he would remain alone forever. Broly and Bardock were able to make it to Earth and get his son, and teach him what they knew. Bardock was also able to grab his older son, Prince Vegeta and Nappa, to join him. With their new team, they were able to catch Frieza off guard and beat him, or so they thought. Find out what happens on What If Bardock escaped planet Vegeta and went to Vampa, Part 3. We continue this tale when the Saiyans head back to Earth. When they get back, Bardock and Raditz would go to live with Goku so that they can get to know his family. But back on Frieza Planet 79, Frieza would soon awake and crawl his way back and make way to the medical machine, but not before alerting a distress signal. The Ginyu Force picked up the signal, and so did other Frieza Force members, including King Cold. They would all soon make their way to Frieza Planet 79 to see what happened. By the time they would arrive, Frieza had finally made his way out of the machine. He was pissed. Those pathetic monkeys will pay with their life. Frieza would then direct every member to evade every planet until they find those worms. It would now be age 761, 2 years after the defeat of Frieza. Broly would wind up teaching the Wrathful form to Vegeta and Nappa throughout this time. Also throughout their time on Earth, Raditz would also learn the Wrathful form as well. Also, Bardock and Goku would get to a point where they could transform into the Wrathful form without an artificial moon. Vegeta would soon hear about the Dragon Balls and would be intrigued by it. Broly had moved more into the woods as he enjoyed being out in nature. Some of the animals would even remind him of his old friend Ba. Vegeta and Nappa stayed mainly together and trained with the others sometimes, but their main focus was collecting the Dragon Balls so that Vegeta could wish for immortality. They were able to gather 2 of the 7 Dragon Balls. They knew Goku had one and wanted to wait so that would be the last ball to get. They also do not know about the radar. A Frieza Force spaceship would fly by an extinct planet and would pick up a distress signal. Intrigued by this, they had flown down to the planet. Out the ship was 3 Frieza Force members, Sorbet and 2 other soldiers. They were greeted by a distressed man approaching them. He had looked like a Saiyan. Stop, Saiyan. Frieza will now have revenge. Paragus was confused by this, and then he thought those bastards actually tried to kill him, but they failed. Stop, I'm not one of those traitorous bastards. I would love to take revenge on the Saiyans. I bet I even know where they're at. Intrigued by this, they would use their scouters to contact Frieza, and with his command they brought Paragus to meet Frieza. Paragus was brought to Frieza and his father King Cold. So I hear you know where these pathetic monkeys are hiding. Tell me now and I will spare your life. Paragus would agree and tell them about the Saiyans, and how he thinks they're hiding on a planet called Earth. He would also have a special request that his son Broly must not be killed. Don't worry, I have special plans for that monkey, Frieza chuckles. The Z-Fighters would want to meet up at Kame House just like in the original. Since the rest don't know about the Saiyans, Raditz would not want to come as it's not his kind of thing. Bardock would want to join Goku and Gohan though. Not too long after, the Frieza Force would start heading to Earth, but sending the Ginyu Force there a little earlier because he has a certain mission for Ginyu. As Broly is out tending to his animals, 5 space pods would descend near him. Intrigued, Broly would check this out. Close by, Raditz would pick up several energy signatures near Broly. He could tell that these power signatures were familiar. It hit him. It was the Ginyu Force. In a panic, Raditz would start heading to Goku and Bardock as they will be needed if it is who he thinks it is. But in the middle of heading to Goku and Bardock, he felt Broly's ki fade away. Raditz would stop in his tracks. No way, even Frieza couldn't take down Broly. In a moment of desperation, Raditz would raise his ki all the way to get Bardock and Goku's attention. Then in a flash, Bardock would show up. What the hell is the Gin? Before he could finish his sentence, they could feel Frieza's ki approaching, alongside the entire Frieza Force. In a second, Bardock grabbed onto Raditz and instant transmission to Kame House. All of the Z-Fighters could feel their ki approaching to Earth. Bardock told them to keep an eye on Gohan while they take care of this. Then Bardock, Raditz, and Goku would Instant transmission to Vegeta and Nappa. Vegeta and Nappa couldn't believe it. They defeated Broly. None of them were as strong as him. And then they were interrupted by the Ginyu Force. Only that Ginyu wasn't there. It was Broly. What the hell did you do to our friend? Goku shouted. Son, I don't think. Frieza was quite certain on how amazing this body is now. Why don't you say we give it a test run? Out of anger, Goku quickly turned into his wrathful form and started to wail on Ginyu before any of the other Ginyu Force members could intervene. Nappa and Raditz started to fight Goldo, Birder, Jeice, and Riku, while Bardock and Vegeta could only stare in terror as Frieza's spaceship starts to descend to them. As they started to walk out, Bardock's jaw dropped as out came Paragus and King Cold alongside Frieza. I told you I was gonna have my revenge, and looks like I can have my revenge on the King's son too. Vegeta looked confused. Well, looks like Ginyu was able to accomplish the job quite well. Looks like I have no use for you anymore. Frieza would then obliterate Paragus. I can't let any more of you pathetic worms crawling around. You Saiyans proved that quite well. Bardock would realize that there was only one chance now for him and Goku to fuse. But this time Frieza wasn't playing any games. Frieza would transform into his 100% form or full power form, whatever you decide to call it, alongside King Cold going into his final form. None of them could believe the power of them, but without a second wasted, we would throw an artificial moon in the air so that Raditz, Nappa, and himself could go into the wrathful form. I don't know about you fools, but I'm not going down without a fight. Then in a flash, Vegeta would transform into his wrathful form, obliterate Goldo and Riku in an instant. Soon enough, the rest of them would transform as well, and Raditz and Nappa would continue with the Ginyu Force as Bardock, Goku, and Vegeta were brought against Frieza and King Cold. Vegeta, you gotta let me and Kakarot get a chance to fuse, as that's our only shot right now. Vegeta would nod, then try to go after both King Cold and Frieza, but it was useless. King Cold was more than enough for Vegeta now. Frieza would then start to battle Bardock and Goku. Although they are putting up a better fight than last time, it was no hope. They need a fuse. It wouldn't be too long until Nappa and Raditz were done with the Ginyu Force. The only person left was Ginyu. I don't understand. I was supposed to have unlimited amount of power. You may have Broly's body, but you sure don't know how to use it. Raditz and Nappa would both send beams towards Ginyu, obliterating him, not giving him a chance to switch bodies again. But both Raditz and Nappa had to deal with the rest of the Frieza Force members. It wouldn't be a problem, but they need to get to the bigger fight at hand and help. Not too long after, Krillin, Yamcha, Tien came to help. Sorry, but we're not sitting on the sidelines any longer. We can take care of them. Piccolo would also step up. Now, I can't rule the earth if these idiots destroy it. I guess I'll help take care of these guys too. Raditz and Nappa would soon join the fight, with Nappa aiding Vegeta and Raditz trying to give Goku and Bardock a shot to fuse. But it was no use. Frieza and King Cold were having their way with them. Now, monkeys, let me show you what happens when you try to ambush and kill me. Frieza would wind up shooting a death beam barrage down at the injured Goku, killing him. Raditz and the other Z-Fighters would run to Goku, trying to make sure he's okay, but it was no use. Everyone felt the young Saiyan's ki slip away, but Bardock stood there with anger. You've taken everything from me. My home, my pupil, my wife, and now you've taken away my son. In that moment, something snaps inside Bardock. A bright yellow light would emerge out of Bardock, transcending him into the legendary Super Saiyan. Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz knew exactly what this was. What is this? You shouldn't be holding back, cause now it costed you your son's life. Bardock would rush at Frieza, sending him flying. Don't you dare talk about Kakarot. Frieza couldn't believe it. Where was all this power at before? Frieza, you have awakened the legendary Super Saiyan. Are you ready to pay? Bardock would then start beating Frieza around like it was nothing. Raditz would soon jump back in to help Vegeta and Nappa beat King Cold. Although Raditz did help, they were still getting beat around, but Vegeta was having none of this. Out of anger, Vegeta would send down a Gallic gun by soon being joined by Nappa's mouth cannon and Raditz's double Sunday. Bardock would see the struggle they were having. He would once again slam Frieza away, then instant transmission by the other Saiyans, releasing a Tyrant Laser helping them destroy King Cold. He would then instant transmission back to Frieza. I hope you realize you did this all to yourself, Frieza. I'm going to kill you, even if it's the last thing I do. Frieza would then release a big blast, but Bardock would just hit it back, destroying the Emperor for good this time. Bardock would drop out of Super Saiyan, falling to the ground. I've avenged you all. Well, this is where we are going to leave things at for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I wanted to also thank you all for the support you all have been showing to this series. It means a lot to me. Also, if you have any suggestions for future what ifs or suggestions for this series, comment them down below. Also, make sure to hit the bell to always be notified for whenever I post a new video. So if you all would like a fourth part, hit that like button, and until the next one.
Heidi ho!